The following video is not suitable for all audiences. Inappropriate even. Okay, so today's video vlog is a book review about what else but the 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, Christian Grey. So here we go. This is my take on the Christian Grey series. A really kinky guy meets a really young chick and they proceed to have sex a lot. Sex in an elevator, sex in a boathouse, sex on a boat, sex on a piano. Holy moly, sex on that piano. Sex on an airplane, sex in a hallway, sex in a red torture room, sex with ice cream, sex with tides, and, not to be outdone, but sex in a bed where it's actually comfortable. So, yeah, that was kind of my take on it. A lot of just doing it, and that's about as far as I got into the mental psyche of it all. Just a lot of that. It's like what I call women's porn. It's intellectual porn. It's good. I liked it. I give it a thumbs up. A solid 4 out of 5 stars. And now for a little advice for the males, because frankly, there's some good stuff in here that you boys can use. A few Christian Grey tricks to put up those sleeves of yours. Seriously, fellas, this imaginary man knows what he's doing. Heads up to any guys with an actual red room of pain. Most girls will run away, screaming, calling the cops. So I wouldn't bring it up on the first date, is basically what I'm saying. It's not necessarily that girls really want to be tied up all the time. We want to be tied up by a millionaire who buys us Louis Vuitton shoes. So what is it about this book that's getting us all just completely discombobulated and hot and bothered? It's not necessarily the kinky fuckery that's going around. It's that he completely adores her. Women will contort themselves in a lot of strange positions if you decide to adore them. And for that advice, you're welcome. I mean, if you bend over backwards for a girl and fly 1,000 miles to go see her, she'll probably bend over backwards for you, if you get my drift. I know us ladies just can't seem to get enough of this. I mean, we read it and reread it and then discuss it with all of our girlfriends, like a bunch of, little whispering hymns. And men are just at a complete loss. They just don't know what we're talking about. It's not like they're going to read it. It's not, ESPN sports page, but I gotta say, maybe they should. Kind of a manual. Don't use handcuffs right away. That's probably a bad idea. Work your way up to that, Ease into it. I mean, you'll probably enjoy it. So, when I first started reading this book, I was interested because Dr. Oz had it on his show, and I thought it was a how-to manual. Yeah, that was wrong. Some things you might want to Google before you begin reading it, or, you either started reading it and you Googled afterwards. Flogger. I didn't know what that was, so I Googled it. Super kinky. And a little bit of a warning when you're Googling these things, there's a lot of perverts out there, just FYI. Turns out I'm one of them. Like, I was reading the book the other night. My husband looks over at me. He's like, "What you thinking about?" And I I just read a chapter, I put it down, and I was thinking about sex in an elevator, how that would work. You know, how long before the alarm goes off? And then once the alarm goes off, you know, everybody's going to know what you were doing in there because your hair's all a mess and you're all disheveled and hot and bothered. And I'm thinking, that's embarrassing. I don't want people to know that. But in the book, it's fine. He's a millionaire. It's his elevator. Don't have that problem. That's, real world problems right here. Real world problems. I think it's a great conversation starter. I think it was a good book. I think he's a little too much, a little too intense, a little too controlling, but occasionally that's what a girl wants. I made enough damn decisions today. You make one. Surprise me with a really awesome honeymoon in Europe? Yeah, I effing love surprises. Okay, so in closing notes, I highly recommend this series. I think for ladies, it's very educational. And for you fellas, it's pretty much like an instruction manual for the women's psyche. So go out and get yourself some books and get to reading because, like I said, this is good. It's worth your while. So I will leave it at that and have a great week. Laters, baby. All right, so now I'm going to go and see Magic Mike.